everyone who knows me and my sort of interest in filmmaking knows kind of how much I'm really fascinated by process and the ways in which we work, and that's really been the focus of all of my attention within filmmaking. And so I really wanted to kind of share a little bit about how the process of this got started, of doing Crushing Snails, from a sort of creative perspective, and where the idea came from. Here is like a notebook that I've had for years. It was actually given to me by Gabby Morton-Jones for like my 21st birthday and thereabouts, and it's always been sort of drawings and lyrics, and I used to write story ideas in first hand, and all the structures. I never used to do them on a computer, and just lots of wordplay. At the very front of this book is just tons and tons and tons of prose about the storyline for Peppermint, which is the first film that Gabby and I made together. And I've got tons of notebooks, absolutely tons. I use them all the time, just to sort of record ideas. And then sort of nestled within this book, I revisited a couple of months ago, is the word crushing snails. Just the two words, crushing snails, and then underneath it, bumper sticker Jesus fish. And this is just an example of kind of two words that I thought evoked kind of an image and a thought in my mind. And so I didn't have an idea for a story at this stage. I just wrote Crushing Snails, and then that would kind of be a catalyst for other ideas later. So that's like the starting block that I've used for this project. And then really, usually with films, the way that I work is that I kind of go, I write like a premise and an idea, and then think, where must this story go? And hold it together with dilemma and necessity in a very kind of traditional Aristotelian way. That's always been of my interest. That's the structure and the form that I've always enjoyed in the cinema. Whereas with this process, I really wanted to have a go at where can this go, as opposed to where must this go. So it's slightly different. The idea that it isn't necessarily governed by necessity or a dilemma. It's more of a sort of characterization, which I don't normally like, but that I think it's good for me to challenge myself to have a go at doing it. And to challenge myself further, I felt it would be a good idea to have a go with just working with one actress, as opposed to just trying to create lots of dialogue, just to sort of try and show the story instead of tell the story, and also the challenge of laying a lot of characterization on one person, as opposed to it becoming quite divisive about any given situation. So that's my starting point for the Crushing Snails project, and as we go through, I'll share more about process. But I think that it's quite a common way of starting anything like this, just a simple idea in a notebook. And if you're a filmmaker who isn't sort of writing your ideas down in a notebook, I would highly recommend that you do, just because of the fact that ideas can just come into your head and then leave in one go, and it's really about capturing those. Whenever I'm stuck for ideas, I'm always straight back to the notebook for inspiration.